Now, how do we kind of really cultivate this sense of expansiveness in ourselves and others? Well, I have 4 keys that I use throughout my life to help me really hone my sense of expansiveness. The first is tap your unique gifts. You all have them. As I said before, they could be a second language, maybe what you studied. Maybe it's what you love to do on a Sunday morning, what hobbies you have. Don't worry if they seem unrelated to the world you're trying to connect them to. It could be something as seemingly disconnected as a musical ability or a fascination with contemporary art. Believe me, you can find a connection between these different skills and interest to the world that you're in. Speaking of contemporary art, do you know that the New York Police Department have to take a course? It's mandatory. It's called the Art of Perception. It basically helps them hone their perception abilities and challenge their internal biases when looking at crime scenes. Now, when I explain it, you could probably nod your head and go, yeah, that makes sense. But who would have thunk it? Detective work meets art. Second key, just say yes. You're going to be given opportunities, or maybe you find them on your own, where you can really dig into and hone and polish and express your different sides. Just say yes. You're going to have to trust yourself. It may mean taking some time out of your schedule or putting yourself in front of people you're not comfortable with. It's worth it. You know, I have a relationship with a Chinese fashion and lifestyle publication. I'm basically like a little influencer in China. How did that come about? Because I just said yes. I was invited to speak at a fashion conference in New York. And I figured they'd ask me to speak about fashion and data or fashion and artificial intelligence, stuff I've spoken about before. But no, they wanted me to speak on a panel about China. I said, listen, I don't know a ton about China. It's not my market. I don't speak Mandarin. So then they asked me, well, are you familiar with WeChat? I said, well, yeah, thanks to all my anthropology work, I know about WeChat. It's the biggest social media network in China. So then they said, okay, between that and your anthropology background, you're a perfect fit. Now, was I a little trepidatious in going on that panel? Sure. But I trusted myself and I trusted in the conference hosts. And in the audience were my future partners. Just say yes. Third key to unlocking your expansiveness, look for the links. Try to connect your different sides. See if you can come up with a new solution. For me, it was connecting my anthropology background with tech. For Jenny, it was business and marathon training. And for Sean, it was his analytical abilities plus his YouTube creative background. Better yet, bring others to the ideation process. Because believe me, they'll have different passions and interests and come from different worlds, so they can add so much to the process. And then the final step in really embracing our expansiveness is teamworking it. Take all these different people who've embraced their expansiveness and then bring them together to see how they can combine their passions and interests and backgrounds for the sake of the team. I'm sure you've heard the concept, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And if you've ever played team sports or studied holistic anthropology like me or watched a jazz band in action, you've experienced this concept. Sure, all the individuals are super talented, but when you bring their talents together, whoa, so much more powerful. And the same is true for your teams. You know, in the same team as Sean is Mo. He happens to be a data rock star and a creative writer on the side. So imagine what happens when we combine Sean's talents with Mo's talents. Boom. Ever since I can remember, innovation and creativity have been at the heart of business growth. And now more than ever, when we have to be more agile and adaptive and innovative, we're going to have to tap the sense of creativity. But the great news is your teams are a wellspring of ideas. Because when they tap all their different sides, when they embrace their expansiveness, they will undoubtedly come up with ideas. And more than that, unique ideas. Ideas that only they could have engineered because only they have this unique set of skills and talents and interests. And what's more, it's uplifting. Because not only will we reap the rewards of new ideas and new insights when we embrace our expansiveness, but it raises morale because we feel so fully engaged and fulfilled. And it's this sense of morale that helps teams weather storms and get them excited to generate new ideas for the future. Thank you.